Here we go. What up, folks? How's
What
everybody doing? We're doing pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, if you don't know Elle, you should.
Yeah.
Jay, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's so good to be with you here today. Thank you very much for having me.
Definitely. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. We appreciate you. Now, I kind of want to jump into things because I was reading through your bio, doing a little research, and I noticed that you wrote a song for Nina Dobrev of the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, Nina Dobrev. Yeah, she's look, I was binging throughout the entire pandemic. So I really got into watching the Vampire Diaries, and it's really a fun, I mean, it's gory, but it's a funny show. I don't know if you've seen it, and this guy Damon is like really wicked vampire in there. But I thought she was brilliant. I thought she was really, really good. And it inspired me to follow her on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then, I just read a little bit about her, not so much, but she does all these wacky things from my standpoint, right? She goes swimming with sharks. She's really good with animals. She's got, she takes care of, she adopted a dog, Mrs. Maverick, and she travels around the world, and she goes jumping off cliffs here and there. And I thought, wow, this is fantastic. I don't do any of these things. I stay in my studio with my guitar, and so I follow. I'm a fan. I'm a follower, and I thought, that'd be an interesting thing to write about. And she happened to love tequila, apparently. So I put those things together in the song, and it's got this little Latin flavor to it. And it's all about her and what she does, and me like, okay, lady, you go right ahead, because this is really entertaining.
Yeah.
Whether you get, to bite people with your fangs, or, you go off in South Africa and swim with sharks, great, good for you. But I'll be watching, and that's about it.
So does she know about the song?
Not that I know. No, I have no clue that she would right now, but I know that my manager has connected with her agent.
Oh, good.
And said, hey, would Nina be open to be in the video? And all we got back was, there is availability. We need to discuss the fee.
Of course.
That's all I got. That's all I got from that right now. Who knows, right?
So I don't know how big the Starbucks gift card will go, but
yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Right. I can't.
I'd like to have breakfast.
Yeah.
Tequila kiss, baby.
Yeah, tequila.
Yeah.
There you go. Tequila breakfast.
Label now. Tequila kiss. Not only does it kiss you, it slams you. Anyway.
Oh yeah. That will do it.
So tell me a little bit about how were you always into music? Was it just something what was your inspiration to get into being a musician?
Well, it's a great question. Actually, I started by just being a listener, right? And I love these great songs. I get this chill down my spine with a great song that really moves me and takes me to a completely different place. And I listened to a ton of songs as I was growing up, and it's not until I was about 16 that I started playing guitar. After that, I got into singing a little bit, and then writing. And then after high school, I decided, all right, let me give it a shot. And I went to the Conservatory of Music in Geneva, where I'm from, and got into bands, played with local bands, blues bands. I was in a band that played in a champagne bar. So we'd play music, and these ladies would dance, and not strip completely, right? But the whole place was about getting guys to come in and drink champagne. That's all they were serving. So there you have it. And we'd play like cover songs and all that. And then I came to see a friend in New York, and he said, well, you're here, why don't you audition for bands and see what happens? And I got this gig with this band, and I stayed in New York, and started my own projects, and here I am writing songs.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So did I hear that correctly? You said you were from Chile?
No, Geneva, Switzerland. Actually, I right
Geneva,
up
I'm
Geneva.
sorry about that.
Yeah.
I couldn't, I
That's
had a
okay.
hard time hearing for a second. I'm deaf, I
I know
swear.
it's, yeah, it's kind of wicked communication sometimes. And then there are
Yeah.
construction work on the street. You know, I mean, New York
Oh,
City. What do you expect? You know,
yeah.
somebody's making noise somewhere all the time.
So,
Uh, I totally understand. So yeah, so Switzerland, France, actually, right at the border in the Alps.
yeah.
So
Okay. Nice. So one of my favorite places is Lugano, Switzerland.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I've been there a few times and just I love Lugano.
Isn't that the like favorite pizza place?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's a little hole in the wall. Can't remember the name of it, but oh my God, it was so good. And they do pizza. Anyway, sorry. Didn't start. I just wanted to bring that up. Being from you being from Switzerland, my family's from Italy, and we went to Torino quite a few times. So we would go just it's a few hour drive up to Lugano, and oh man, we loved Lugano. Still do. It's still there. So we still love it.
yeah, and the food is incredible. Are you kidding? This is
Oh my God,
my favorite subject. So
Not just the pizza.
There's other food
Oh
besides
God,
pizza.
yeah.
There.
Oh my God,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's cool because it's an eclectic style of food. You've got your Italian, you've got your French, you've got your German. So it's pretty cool.
right, exactly. And in that way, I have to say, being in New York City has been amazing. I mean, you've got everything you want to eat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't spend, a day without asking yourself, what am I going to eat today? I mean, it's just fantastic. Every cuisine is represented, and it's really good.
Yeah. We were talking about last night. This is a little off. We're going off a little off subject, but we just talk about how much we love the hole in the wall, the great restaurants that are the hole in the walls. And I know New York has a ton of that.
Yeah.
And just the local people would know how amazing it is.
Yeah.
So there's appreciative New York, Switzerland, obviously, things like that. Anyways, back to your music. And you said you're in New York now, right?
Yeah. I'm in New York City, Manhattan.
So what is the I mean, are you out gigging at all, or are you
Well,
mostly...
we're waiting to get back to that. Fortunately, places are reopening. If you got your vaccination and all that, which I did, but also the timing. We just released the new album right away, right? So that was August 27th, and now it's full blown interviews. And thank you for having me, by the way.
Yeah.
And reviews, and we're working up. Hopefully starting playing by the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Great. Yeah.
I like it.
It's interesting. Different places are more open than
Yeah.
others, and music. I know that we were talking about how concerts opened up here again, out in the amphitheaters.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just really great to see everybody get out and have a good time again. And music it's so healing,
Yes.
And it brings so many different people together.
Yes.
In a common thing, and that's why I was asking about you gigging and stuff. So hoping to do it next year, but you're just writing, right? You got the new album out, but are you continuing to write?
I totally, and for me, it's really important because it forces me to explore music that if I write sparsely or every few weeks, then I tend to stick around with things that I feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
But if I really want to push things and come up with a great collection of songs, I do write every day. And hopefully by the time it's time to make another record, I've got a pool of ideas to choose from. And on this album, there's really a variety of songs. It's 12 songs, and it goes from high energy rocking songs to ballads, and it's really a nice collection of various styles and brought together. Caleb KBC Sherman is the producer of the album, and he really brought everything together nicely with a consistency of sounds. But for me, I much prefer writing a lot and continuously, and I think it's best for the listeners as well.
Yeah.
So if you were gonna give some advice to, we'll say a young you, but some younger folks about songwriting, what would you say? What would be your first step in regards to songwriting?
Well, the best advice I got myself from this gentleman named Michael Chapman. I don't know if you remember, he produced quite a few acts like Pat Benatar, Huey Lewis,
Okay.
and a ton of songs. And he said to me, keep at it. I sent him my first album. I was really proud of it. I put everything together myself, pressed it myself, the whole thing. And
Nice.
it was like, oh wow, I got to mail it to him and got him on the phone. And I was like, okay, so what am I doing wrong? What should I do? He goes, nothing. Just keep doing it. That's what it. But looking back from that conversation, you have to keep on doing it. You have to keep at it. I mean, some people, hey, some people are born and they can run fast, right? They can throw a baseball really well. And some of us, well, we have a longer learning curve for whatever we decide to do.
Right.
So, but don't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Keep at it. Keep doing it. Keep pushing yourself, because you don't control anything outside of what you do, right?
Right.
It's life, right? All sorts of things can happen. A pandemic happens. Nobody controls that. So when you fall in love with something, whether it's playing an instrument or writing poetry or whatever it is that you love to do, you control that, and you control the energy and the time you're going to put into it. And nobody can take that away from you, and nobody can stop that in your life, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
keep doing it over and over and over, and don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
True.
Do you find, you've been writing for a long time, do you find that you've written stuff in the past that just didn't work, you didn't really put it out, and then you've gone back to it now?
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing, because most of the time, right, there'll be this lapse of time between the moment I finished a song and I listen to it and I go like, I don't know. I'm so close to it, right? And so more distance, the better. And not everything in the past is great, of course not. But yes, the distance, the time lapse, you get to go back and appreciate things, and also listen. That ability to listen to something as a whole, and not take apart the pieces and go like, oh, that one note, I'm not sure that word. It's like before I started writing, when I was just listening, I was telling you about listening to great songs.
Right.
It was a block. It came at me as one big thing together. It's difficult to reconcile that when you write it from scratch, when you know every little bit of bass line that's in there, the bass drum, the snare, everything. It's tough to have that freshness of listening. So yeah, time helps, and you go back and you go like, oh, how did I do that?
And technology maybe can make that change too, right? That we've come a long way in music and technology. Now you're like, hey, I can make that work for me, right?
Yeah, that is absolutely true. Yeah,
that's really cool.
You hit it on it, because what I found, of course, is that I can spend a lot of time thinking what I'm going to do when I go to the studio, but having all of these programs on my computer and the ability to do all the instrumentation is really helpful to speed that process. Absolutely. Yeah.
So can you tell us about your new album, and what kind of experience do you want people to get out of that?
Well, high energy. I mean, really, even especially some of the songs like we talked about, Tequila Kiss, but Ride the Wave, also, and Insane. And it's really high energy stuff. You should see me in my supermarket. I mean, I'm dancing in the aisles, but also the slower and more acoustic ballad songs. They're really, really fun. And as I said, Caleb KBC Sherman, the producer, did a magnificent job with the sounds. So definitely great songs, variety, lots of its own melodies and guitar driven. If you love guitars, but there's plenty of keyboards here and there, and of course drums and bass. But it's really high energy. Some people have put it in, alternative rock, but lots of pop elements to it, and it's really fun. Let's put it this way. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun listening to it, and it's really, a pleasure. So hopefully it will be shared by others.
It's great. Well, I think we're almost up. Do we have another question real quick before we head up?
No, I think it's
We're good. Hey, Jay, you've been fantastic.
Thank you
We're so
much.
excited to get to talk to you. Yeah, we're actually a little longer than we normally go, so it was really a fun experience.
Thank you so much for that opportunity. It's great, and I'll be obviously listening and watching.
Awesome, Jay.
All right.
We appreciate it. What up? We're so happy to have you here. Go check it out.
Yeah.
And we'll have all the information right there in the description so you can find everything you need to know about Jay.
Yeah, and I look forward to meeting you in person, and hopefully we'll be able to go to one of those great restaurants around there.
Oh yeah, that
sounds
sounds great. I love that idea.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We'd also like to thank Acre by Spotify
Yep.
for being our podcast sponsor.
Yep.
Thank you very much. And you too.
All right. What up?
What up?
Thank you.
What up it is. All right. Super.